Hello everyone, my name is Quenette and I'm gonna do a critical review of a book called How to Lie with Statistics by Darrell Huff. And the book was published in 1954. It has an illustrated version, which is pretty pretty funny to read. So just from the title, How to Lie with Statistics, it gives some sort of sarcastic and humorous tone to the book, a bit comedic, and when you read it, you may think it's a satire of statistics, and well, from the reviews and some reading I did and some research I did too, uh, in some sort in some kind of way it is a satire of statistics, but of bad statistics. Not the properly executed ones, not the authentic statistics, bad statistics. It's making fun of how easily it is to manipulate statistics to one's ease. However, throughout his sarcastic tone in the book, well, one version is illustrated actually, which is pretty funny to look at. Throughout his sarcastic tone in the book, the author's playfulness helps the reader pay attention to what he's saying, to get along with the ideas. Well, not that the ideas are difficult, it's pretty straightforward as a book. Although Mr. Darrell Huff gives a playful and sarcastic tone to his writings, what he is presenting here are quite important concepts and very important theories which continually lurks into our society even to this day, even into 2020 when the book was published in 1954. I think that this book is still relevant today, especially because we are in an era of fake journalism, fake news, where the misuse of statistics may be worse now than before when the book was published. That's why this book teaches us, the general public, how to distinguish between what is true statistics, pure statistics, and what is pure bullshit. So sometimes targeting entities, corporations, individuals, businesses, and even governments who are seeking how to manipulate statistics. How these institutions sort of make profit out of our ignorance and our miseducation on this subject. He shows the reader how the statistics lie to us. He talks about things such as, well, manipulation of data, the manipulation of visual representations of statistics, which are graphs, sampling bias, and introduces us, the general public, to this concept. Basically, sampling bias, if your sample isn't large enough, then your study or statistic may be less reliable than just an intelligent guess. So it's pretty straightforward. He takes these real world examples at the time, and he shows the reader why they are insufficient, why they are lies, and why they manipulate people, why they are manipulative, why these statistics are manipulative. There are also topics like being unclear about which average you use, leaving out little figures, the little figures like the decimal points, the margin of errors within each statistics, and so much more topics that compiles into the book, showing how easy it is to manipulate people with just simple figures. But in my opinion, the last four are the most important, which are who says so, how does he or she knows the subject, what's missing, and did somebody change the subject? Because these four are the primary and most logical questions that one would ask themselves when, for example, you hear a rumor or a fact somewhere. But when you see a statistic with all these numbers supposedly well calculated with mathematical equations, us everyday people seem to forget this information and forget to fact check this information with who says so, how does he or she know that, what's missing, and did somebody change the subjects from when it was said and when you heard it. To conclude this critical review, I think that the key message in the book would be that, well, statistics are a powerful and complex tool that can easily be misused or misinterpreted to produce biased results. And that in order to keep yourself from getting duped by statistics, you'll have to keep a keen eye out for the tricks used to deceive us. So that gives us to think on how we should fact check everything that we hear, everything that we see. It was a pretty interesting book. I read some of it, not all of it, but it really gives us some thinking to do about the everyday statistics that we see, and well, think about, well, how much percent of that is true and how much percent of that has been manipulated. So that's a pretty nice thing to have in mind. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.